Welcome back to the Florida Powerboat Club channel. This is Stu Jones with producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio, and we are picking up on this very festive weekend in Tampa for the 10th annual Tampa Bay Poker Run, featuring the members of the Florida Powerboat Club with an amazing roster of 72 registered teams. It's a new record for this event. When we left off on our last episode, we were hovering around that Egmont Key checkpoint out in those choppy Gulf Coast waters as some of the teams rendezvoused to get their poker cards. But guys, we're going to get back to the docks for that very first poker card from the Tampa Convention Center. Why? Well, you're about to find out why, because it is up close and personal with our teams. So before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Florida Powerboat Club's 2021 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company, Deep Impact Boats, along with their exclusive worldwide dealer, Plantation Boat Mart. Midnight Express Powerboats, Mercury Racing Wide Open, Mystic Powerboats, Myco Custom Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, and our official prize sponsor, Superior Communications, providing us with Garmin and Icon products as prizes for our poker run events. In addition to our 2021 series sponsors, we'd like to thank our local manufacturing sponsor, Statement Marine, based right here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Company owners Nick and Priscilla Buis on hand to join us, as well as, got this, 10 registered Statement owners. That's going to be a lot of fun hanging out with that gang. And now it's time to show you guys why this is going to be a great segment. Watch it. Wait for it. And there it goes. First time that's ever happened. Jason and Christy Strauss in the 38 Statement Team Black Boats Mattered. And yes, she just did uncork a champagne bottle with a machete. Now you know why I love my job so much. And for those of you who are jumping to conclusions, no, the captain, Jason, is not going to drink any of that champagne. His job is to drive the boat today. Of course, it's the Melissa, Lily, and Lauren show dockside as our FPC girls take on that very, very important task of handing out this very first poker card. Tommy Frund with his spectacular new MTI 390X, one of the most popular outboard catamaran models on the poker run circuit these days. All you got to do is follow FPC around, and yes, indeed, you will see that. It is absolutely true. And a shout out to my good friend Jimmy McIntyre there in the right seat at the helm. Brian and Stacy Tapasik putting on a great show as Stacy reaches out for that card. This is a 2,037-foot Outer Limits stiletto with some really, really big power, twin 1000s. GT fuel injection, and this boat has recently reached 118 miles per hour. And let's welcome back Mike Boyle in his 34-foot Pellini Cat. Saw a lot of this boat in a previous episode, but a change of crew today. He had his first mate Kelsey on the boat on the previous day. Now he's got a couple of friends riding along with him. And this is our first official 36-foot Doug Wright Cat, one of the newer models powered by Mercury Racing 450Rs, J.R. Adden. It shows he's from Georgia, but the boat is registered in Florida, and he's got a home in the Florida Keys. J.R., I would love to have your lifestyle, man. And here's a team all the way from New Jersey, spending a lot of time with the Florida Powerboat Club. First mate Emily grabbing the card, and there's his navigator, little Charlotte. Just 3 years old, looks like she just started a fan club with the FPC girls. And trust George Ariano to have the one and only 36-foot Warlock Cat, a full resto mod. It's a big, heavy catamaran powered by 1,600 horsepower, 800 aside. Jamie Amonette at the helm and Ramon Vieira getting the card. Well, where's George? He's running his 35 DCB today. And I always look forward to seeing this crew on the Tampa Run. Ed and Jackie Rachel, they've done this event many times in this Nortec 390 Sport, and you can see why I'm looking forward to saying hi to them every time. Matching bikinis. They've won the Sexiest Crew Award before. They always are contenders for the most spirited team, and you're going to find out why later in the show. Ladies are always looking great, and I respect Ed and the dudes because they always stay out of the picture, which is exactly what most of you guys out there want. All right, don't worry, Eddie. We still love you, brother. And we do appreciate you guys being such great supporters at this Tampa Bay event every year. And I was so happy to see Mike and Olivia Lopez enjoying their Sensation 40 CCX. They're from the Chicago area, but they recently purchased a home on the Manatee River, and they're going to be spending a lot more time on these Gulf Coast waterways. Glad to see them here to join us here on the Tampa Run. And showing strong support once again for this event, Ryan Foster and his first mate Mandy back again. They say it's their favorite poker run, attending in their Nortec 390 Sport. They say that rough seas don't bother them one bit. I guess that means they're going to be making it all the way to Egmont Key for that next card. And another Nortec pulling up to the dock, and another repeat from last year, Team Jenny. This is Dan Raimondi, and he's making good use of those accessories on that Nortec 340. Did you notice the little bubble action from the bow thruster? I just love the black bottom and the choice of colors on this boat. It is beautiful. And a closer look now at Bill Robbins' brand new 39-foot cigarette, team center of attention. And when I say brand new, I mean brand new. You could probably smell the paint still. I love the colors on this boat too, the bright, vibrant reds mixed in with the grays and silvers. And look at that, guys. Quad Mercury 300 outboards. Ignore that tray. You didn't see it. And time for Darius Cereza with his lovely first mate, Amanda, riding up on front, getting ready to grab the card. She's done this event many times with Darius on this 38 Donzi ZRC, and she looks like she's just having a great time. Small crew for Darius today. He's usually got 6 or 7 on board, and you got to love how Amanda just knows her way around this boat. And it's one of our many statement teams attending, Jeff Campbell and Chris Hewley, all the way from Texas in this brand new 38. Powered by Mercury 350 Verados. A very lovely crew member reaching up to get the card. Between Chris and Jeff, I don't know how many boats they've owned in the last 10 or 15 years, but it is a lot. I'm loving this paint and graphic scheme and how the motors match the paint. Paul Bertucci and Team Beer Money with his first mate T. They have more of a vanilla approach to their paint and graphics. Well, they don't need any of that color and splash. Why? Because it's Team Beer Money. And he's a beer distributor from Mississippi, and obviously a good guy to know because he uses this Deep Impact 399 to make all of his on-water beer deliveries. And from mild to wild now, Scott and Laurie Kowalski in this 37 Polini Cat team, Shifting Tides. Check out the wild graphics on this catamaran, and it's got the good package on the back. You got it right, guys. Mercury Racing 450Rs. And I know some of you guys at home going, oh, they got 4 empty seats. 4 seats, I could have sat in one of those. And here's a very festive and spirited team, a Team Dive Ocean, Rob Boucher with his Frontrunner 39. It's powered by Mercury Racing 450s. He's been here on this event before. In fact, he debuted this 39 Frontrunner on the previous Tampa run. These center consoles are built in Jacksonville, Florida. New dealer for the brand is going to be Chief Marine Group down in Isla Mirada, Florida. And we've got a great showing from Midnight Express, starting off with this factory-registered 43 Open and a beautiful crew member getting that first card. Eric Glazer at the helm. And just look at this massive center console with 12 foot of beam, plenty of seating, 5 Mercury Racing 400s. Guys, this is the ultimate package for poker runs, and you don't have to leave anybody at home. Waylon Joe making his second appearance here on the Tampa Bay run. He joined us last fall with the brand new Mystic 4200, and now the boat 8 months later looking just as good as it did last time with a new crew on board and a beautiful card girl in that bright lime green bikini. Looking mighty fine, putting on a good show as always, Waylon Joe, and thanks to your new crew for joining us here on this Tampa run. And this is an outstanding Mystic 4200, one of the nicest ones ever built, I think. It won Best Center Console last Tampa event. Love the color-coordinated Merc 450s. And it's another Midnight Express, this one a 37 model, David Carey from Maryland. Long way from home. He told me he always wanted to do the Tampa run, and as we have all gotten to know by now, he always does it with style. This lovely crew, all in their matching red bikinis. Guys, he does it only one way, and that is first class, and the ladies are always having a fantastic time. Just another reason why I told you earlier in the show that this was going to be one sizzling hot segment. And a very special welcome to Nick and Christy Evans all the way from Indiana, and one of the few 50 Nortec cats still out on the circuit, a boat that has been completely redone. They brought it to the Key West Poker Run back in November of 2020. I think they did another event in between, so they're getting a lot of mileage out of this big Nortec cat. And another club member who's having a stellar attendance record on these runs, Ricardo Chavez, got his first mate Kelsey on board with him, the lovely Alyssa getting the card, and a couple other crew members. They're having a real good run here because they started back in Key West. They did the January run. They're here in Tampa. They signed up for Orange Beach, and I know they're coming to Emerald Coast. So that is an amazing run with this 34 Fountain center console. And a very special welcome to David Gordonier and his son, Jack, a 13-year-old son. It's a father and son day for them on this 29 Scarab, powered by Suzuki Outboards. And a big thumbs up to this team. One of the smaller boats on the run, but that didn't stop their spirit. They came out and had a great time. Love to see families bonding on these poker run events. And sadly, they sold the boat a little later. They moved to Jacksonville. David tells me he's in the market for another boat and will join us again soon. And time for a big shout out to the Statement family, Nick and Priscilla Buis. 10 statements registered altogether. This beautiful 38 center appears to be the staple model in their lineup, although the cats are starting to get a lot of attention too. Right now, guys, my attention is on that lovely card lady, not to mention the entire crew. Guys, this is why you own a center console. Count them. I think there's about 13 or 14 people on the boat. That is why they're so popular. And let's welcome Chris Andrusani and his crew who have apparently got a theme going. I'm not even going to ask what the theme is, but I do want to compliment them on this very cool 38 statement. Love the paint and graphics, and wait for it, guys. Coming up soon, you got 3 Mercury Racing 450s. Not too shabby. And I was so happy to see Sean and Channing MacArthur back on this run. They're locals here in this area. 36-foot Blackwater as Channing grabs that lucky card. But check out the boat. Completely redone, refit. A nice gray wrap on it. Repowered with Mercury Mainline 400s. Looks and acts like a new boat. 8 miles per hour faster. Sometimes, guys, it's better to upgrade than trade. And here to support their Statement clan, Marshall and Donna Gray. 38-foot Statement in 38 shades of gray. Well, I don't see 38 shades, but I do see some shades of gray, and this is a nicely detailed out boat, proving once again that every single statement here on this run has its unique character, as unique as the owners themselves. And let's welcome back Keith Overton. He's been on this event before. He's joined us for Key West. This is his statement. Black hull and gray topside. Very custom interior, lots of room for all your friends, and notice some of the fishing accessories on this statement. Very personalized for Keith's boating lifestyle. And here's proof that car guys love their boats just as much. Bill and Jen Howell all the way from Georgia. They're big Ford dealers up there just north of Atlanta, and they are enjoying their Nortec 340 Sport here on their very first Tampa Bay poker run. And they must have got bit by the bug because I know they've also registered for the Orange Beach Powerboat Week in Alabama. And time for a closer look at the very famous Statement 42 Ultimate. First one ever built. Captain Nick at the helm. Owner Jerry Hartman reaching over for the card. And a little thunder from those Mercury Racing 1075s. Well, guys, it's that time of the show again. We're right in the middle, and that means it's time for some more FPC girls. You can thank me later as we catch up here with Lauren and Lily. We caught all these great frames a day earlier at the Bradenton Yacht Club lunch stop. And back out on the waterways, flying in this Robinson R44 as we're going to start chasing the teams down on this open water, starting with Eric Laser, our sponsored team in this 43-foot Midnight Express open model, 5 Mercury Racing 400Rs, color match to the orange hull. I love the colors of this boat, and it's a strange backdrop to what we normally see because this is truly a Miami boat, you know, Midnight Express, a Miami builder, and there's so many Midnights around South Florida and the Miami area. You see them all the time, and you're watching a lot of the YouTube channels where Midnight Express is just all over social media, and this is the kind of boat that you're going to expect to see. I think I'm pretty close when I say I think it's 15 years or so, maybe 16, that the boys have had the company. Eric Glazer and his brother Harris started off in Pompano Beach and eventually moving their production to North Miami. And the new flagship of the 43 lineup is this Solstice model. It's very similar looking to a 43 Open from far away, but as you get closer, you'll see it's dramatically different. A huge center cabin, much more forward, and many of these being rigged with 5 Mercury Racing outboards. This, of course, David Landsman and Jenny Landsman in Team Game Changer, 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. His second one, though, he's actually built a 43 Open a couple of years earlier with 5 Mercury Racing 450s, and it was the launch pad for Mercury Racing's unveiling in Nashville 2 years earlier. And, of course, another model not to be overshadowed is the Midnight Express 37. It's a very popular model because 43 is a lot of boat for some people. David Carey seems to love the 37 for a lot of reasons. It fits nicely on his dock at home in Maryland. This one's powered by 4 Mercury Racing 450s. David gets a new one every year, so this is his second one. He tells me that he's got another one coming possibly by the Key West Poker Run in November. And just cruising across these Tampa Bay waters, still kind of choppy out here as he makes his way northbound from the Sunshine Skyway. That's a St. Petersburg waterfront off in the distance over to the port side, and he's got about another 10 or 15 miles to go to our lunch stop, which will be the West Shore Yacht Club. For those of you who know David or do some boating in the Maryland area, we just returned from the Tiki Lee's Dock Bar weekend party. It was a shootout and a poker run, all organized by David and his entire team. And we're going to scoot back for one more time here at Egmont Key, our second checkpoint of the day. Most of the teams made it here in the morning hours. Not all of the teams made it because you can see the choppy waters. Special thanks to Scott Jobin and his crew for toughing it out here for a couple of hours on this 54 Sea Ray as Team Plantation Boat Mart with the FPC girls on board get their card. Yep, Lauren and Melissa are all happy. They got the card safely, and they're going to get back and take a 180 turn and head back towards those calm bay waters. Let's welcome another new team, and they are a long way from home. This is Jeff Reel from Unreal Performance. They are based in Michigan in the St. Clair Shores area, but they took delivery from the Deep Impact factory in Opelika just a few days earlier on this brand new Deep Impact 369. So it's kind of a shakedown poker run for them. And boy, we really handed them a whopping choppy Gulf Coast waters here to get started. But, you know, they're from Michigan. They're used to the rough water boating. And, of course, this Deep Impact 369 has the offshore pedigree to handle it. Congratulations to Jeff and his crew at Unreal Performance. They are going to be the northern dealer for Deep Impact boats. That was all arranged through their relationship with Plantation Boat Mart in the Florida Keys, the worldwide sales representatives for Deep Impact and Blackwater boats. And a big shout out to Jeff and his crew for toughing it out in these rough offshore waters. And spending a little time now with Project 1080. I've got my family on board, wife Jackie and my kids Tyler and Maxwell. And I made a turn to port and decided I was going to go in a different way out through the ship channel to get out of the bay waters and keep the family dry. It slowed us down a little bit, but we had a really exciting ride. And spending some time now with Bill and Jen Howell all the way from Georgia in Team No Complaints. Nortec 340 center console, triple Mercury 350s. They said in their video bio that they've owned a lot of boats in the past, but never a performance boat, this being their first one. So I think that they admit that they've been bit by the bug. They really love this Nortec, and they've got another new one on order now. Home port for this family is over 500 miles away in Cumming, Georgia. That's right on the doorstep to Lake Lanier, so I assume that's where they do a lot of their recreational boating. And we're joining again Bruce Kruglich and his crew in this 38-foot statement. Team Bad Dog 3.0. Looks like they are toughing it out in these rough swells. And it seems like the crew is just having a great ride. Interesting story I read in Bruce's video bio. This boat was originally built for a sheik in Abu Dhabi, and they purchased it from the sheik and had it shipped all the way back to Sarasota. So this is their backyard where they do a lot of their boating. Well, enough of that rough stuff. Time to get back into the bay waters as we catch up with Jerry Hartman and Nick Buis in this 42-foot statement Ultimate Mercury Racing 1075. It's the first one ever built. And yes, that is Joe's thumb in the camera, in case you thought it was something else. And catching up one more time with Rob Boucher and his crew on Team Dive Ocean, 39-foot front runner, Quad Mercury Racing 450s. And you can see that these calm bay waters is really what everyone came here for. It was kind of a surprise to get those rough seas in the Gulf waters, but everybody very happy to be back here on the bay side. We just finished lunch at the West Shore Yacht Club, and the teams are making their way out into the bay waters, going to turn to port and make a big, wide, sweeping turn around MacDill Air Force Base, staying well off the base because that's sacred water. Those military guys do not like it when you get in close to the base, and I can understand why. So just happens to be giving a little more love to Bill and Jen Howell one more time on their Nortec 340 Sport. And being that it is their first time in Tampa, and why not? Let's give the new guys all the love and a little bit of extra time on the video. I know that they're jazzed up about this event. They signed up for Orange Beach Powerboat Week already, and they've got a new boat coming. So I guess we can expect them to be attending more poker runs with FPC. And congratulations to Nortec High Performance Boats, one of our series sponsors who are very well represented on this Tampa Bay Poker Run roster with 10 registered teams. That's an exact tie with Statement, who have 10 also. Congratulations to them for their continued success in the performance boating industry. And one more time with Project Mayhem, Mark and Brittany Godsey from Tennessee in this super cool MTI 390X. Let me tell you something they revealed in their video bio. They couldn't agree on a color, so they split the boat in half. Brittany got one side, which was the aqua blue, and Mark has always been partial to lime green. Many of us would know that from his previous boats. And what made them join us in Tampa? They said they got lots of great feedback from people who had done this run, so they wanted to give it a try. They said they had fun times with the great weather, but just next time, maybe not so rough. No worries, guys. We've already placed that order. And now we're going to give some aerial love to Sean and Channy MacArthur in their Dream Hunter, 36-foot Blackwater, and a boat that's been around on this run several times. They've had it since 2016. I think they've done the Tampa run every year. It used to be white, and as I mentioned earlier in the show, they've done a great refit on the boat with this wrap, and you can see the graphics they added along the waterline, and changing out those Mercury 300 Verados for triple 400s, which got them 8 miles per hour more, and they said they just love the way the boat runs. But like many center console owners, they are a two-boat family, and I think this is a great move on their part. They were going to get a new boat altogether, but they would have had to wait for quite some time. So they went a different direction, and they bought themselves a 44 Tierra Coupe, which, if anybody happens to know, is just a huge, beamy sport cruiser that is just a wave-crushing machine. So I think they've got the best of both worlds in their boating lifestyle. And we finally caught up with Paul Bertucci and his crew, his lovely first mate T. And like I said earlier, they are in the middle of doing some heavy-duty beer deliveries in this 39-foot deep impact Quad Mercury 350s. Just a great setup. One of the newer style 399s. You can see that entirely redesigned cockpit, that windshield that swoops back and over top. I really love the way this boat is designed. And a big shout out to company owner Mark Fisher for taking the lead role and really breathing new life into the Deep Impact brand. Special thanks to Paul and T and their crew for coming from Gulfport, Mississippi to join us here in Tampa. And I'm very happy to be returning back with Ed and Jackie Rachel, this time for a very close-up encounter on their Nortec 390 Sport, a Triple Mercury 350s. Got it on cruise control right now. And it's understandable why. He's letting those ladies sun their buns on the forward seating, and that's really what they like to do. It's not the first time they've done this, and it's not the first time that the helicopter gave this boat a lot of love, because they deserve it, don't they? Jackie and her girls always looking great in their matching blue bikinis. Thanks to this team for always coming back and looking so fine. And spending a lot of time in this Bay Area as the teams exit the lunch stop, as we now catch up with Dan Raimondi from Florida, 34-foot Nortec. Love the paint and graphics, as I said earlier. Something about that silver paint that you don't really appreciate it until you see the boat running. Just watch the reflections of the water as the boat breaks water midship, and it just lights up the hull on both sides. I think that's a great visual and certainly makes this Nortec 340 just look fantastic. And for those of you who do love the Nortec brand, we do have some episodes coming up very soon featuring the 30th anniversary celebration of Nortec high-performance boats, including their fun run, which took place just a couple of weeks after this Tampa Bay event. And we're finally catching up with this really cool 41 Donzi GTZ model, Ed Champion from Big Thunder Marine. And this is such a cool boat, and one of the big accomplishments from the new iconic marine organization in North Carolina. And what I like about this boat is, first of all, the fact that it's got a huge open cockpit and lots of seating. But more recently, they've added this acrylic hardtop, which blocks out 90% of the sun's ultraviolet rays, but still has a little bit of transparency to it. This one powered by triple Mercury Racing 400Rs. A great looking and great performing boat. Thanks to Ed Champion for joining us here and showcasing this 41 GTZ. And a very special shout out and a thank you to our safety management crew. Andrew Gast on board his 37-foot Intrepid Team Skirt Chaser, and he's one of two boats that are out on the course today with our St. Petersburg Fire Department dive rescue paramedics, as we always have on these events. This is a very big part of our safety program, guys, and I truly thank all of the locals who've been helping us on these events year after year. Mark, I have to admit, this is one of the prettiest safety management boats we've ever had on the run, so you win, brother. Thanks for joining us. Well, guys, we have just passed that 30-minute mark, and you know what that means. We're going to have to wrap up this episode, which now brings us to 3 total shows featuring the Tampa Bay Poker Run, and we've got 1 more to go. So don't go too far, guys. We're in the studio, and it's going to be coming out real soon. What's it going to have? Well, how about some more high-speed action from these amazing power boats, some more bikini action from the FPC girls, and, of course, those fun-loving Florida Powerboat Club members playing out the poker cards. So, guys, thanks for joining us, and remember, you cannot afford to miss any of these powerboating in paradise adventures, so make sure you smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you get updates every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We have got a fantastic year planned for 2021 with members of the Florida Powerboat Club, so stay with us. Meanwhile, we're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.